should.
Picks up 2 points. So 2-point takedown.
The puck tries to reverse along the boards, taken away by Parker. In front, and out of goal! Parker tees up Brody Schultz.
Right-handed dribble goes to Reichel. Deep three-pointer on the way. That's good.
Up the floor, Severson over to Bevins all alone. Steps up, shoots the 3, and it's good.
Ulster Telephone Company and R&J Broadcasting Incorporated is proud to present to you this broadcast on yourliveevent.com.
Watching your live event.
The North Dakota High School Activities Association.
In Hope, North Dakota, we aren't just a town, we're a community. One that you can be proud of, where you and your family can grow. With available jobs, affordable housing, a local golf course and pool, the Sportsman Club, and great educational opportunities, there hasn't been a better time to join the Hope community, ideally located between Fargo, Grand Forks, and Jamestown. For more information, go to www.hopend.com. Live, work, and play in Hope, North Dakota.
If you want help from a firm that has integrity and respect, strives for excellence, and is interested in the betterment of the community, look no farther than Onset Twitchell Attorneys. Our team of attorneys has dedicated and talented professionals who are committed to improving the lives of their clients and providing custom legal solutions with integrity and excellence. We have offices in West Fargo, Hillsborough, Natick, Page, and Castleton. Or view our website, www.onsetlaw.com.
Buying a new home, but worried about the interest rate and terms from your bank? At First Class Mortgage, we'll find a mortgage that fits your needs. Shopping national banks and other lenders for the lowest rate and most affordable terms, saving you time and money. So all you need to worry about is enjoying your new home. First Class Mortgage, our expertise, your peace of mind. Put an expert to work for you. Call today.
As an American family agent, I look out for what matters to you, even when nothing's wrong. This is Chris Heisey. Visit me online at chrisheisey.com. These days, everyone wants to save money. I can show you how easy it is by having multiple policies. By combining your auto and homeowner's insurance, I can put some change back into your pocket. My website again is chrisheisey.com. I want to be your American family agent.
American Family Insurance.
First of all, let's meet the cheerleaders. First of all, four of our members, Bart and Wilson. Leanne Corbett, Soleil Bezzi, and Eliana Nelson, and the cheer coach, Leah Ness. Now introducing the teams in alternating order. First of all, starting with the Packers. At guard, 5'11" senior, number 11, Chloe Ball. For the Spartans at guard, 5'5", sophomore, number 4, Grace Fields. For the Packers at guard, 5'7", junior, number 12, Riley Peterson. And for the Spartans at guard, 5'9", senior, number 5, Arden Walker. For the Packers at guard, a 5'11" senior, number 14, Taylor Van Winkle. And for the Spartans at guard, a 5'6" sophomore, number 15, Grace Anderson. For the Packers at guard, a 5'9" senior, number 20, Soleil Seagull. And for the Spartans at guard, a 5'8" sophomore, number 22, Olivia Hammond.
Renewable energy projects in Minnesota and abroad, and I'm really proud to be working here.
We believe a cleaner energy future is achievable. For over 20 years, we've been early adopters of renewable energy, and we're proudly committed to net zero emissions by 2050. To hear more from Jared, visit enbridge.com/Jared. That's JERRID.
Wilf Dagelman started Dagelman Industries 60 years ago with one thing in mind. He wanted to make products that had a true impact on the farm. The foundation of Dagelman remains the same today. Build simple, heavy, reliable equipment that will last for generations. We choose to innovate rather than imitate and work hard to remain an industry leader. Wilf truly said it best. Build it right, build it heavy, and build it to last from top to bottom. If you're interested in joining our team, visit dagelman.com to view our openings.
Well, welcome back, everybody. I apologize for the technical difficulties as we try to figure out the microphone situation. Thank you again to Chris Heisey Agency for bringing us those starting lineups, and we will go through them quickly here as our score is 5-2 with the Packers taking the early lead. And for the Packers tonight, you have Chloe Fau starting, the junior or one of the seniors on this starting roster. Bailey Peterson wearing number 12, Taylor Van Winkle, Solveig Seymour, and Mariley Simon all starting for the West Fargo Packers. As the shot goes up and out of bounds, the ball will go over to West Fargo. 5-2 our score. Just a couple minutes into this first half of this doubleheader here on your live event. We'll get things figured out as we work through those technical difficulties. Glad you're able to join us tonight on your live event. Dan Gunderson with you along with cameraman Joey. As the pass goes down low, West Fargo tips it away. Should say Fargo North tips it away, but West Fargo able to retain possession and into the lane. Van Winkle, but it is a held ball, jump ball. This will go back and stay with West Fargo, and the inbound will be Solveig Seymour. 5-2 your score. Solveig Seymour with a three-pointer. A common shot for her. For West Fargo as they take now a 7-2 lead. A little bit of pressure shown by them, brought down by Fargo North. We'll get to their starting lineups here in just a minute. As this shot is up and good. Knocked down by Grace Thiel, the sophomore guard, making it a 7-5 score. Fargo North down by a couple as West Fargo swings it out to the corner, almost thrown away, taken there by Taylor Van Winkle as she goes down to Mariley Simon, and a foul on the block. This one is going to go on Emma Auger. First foul of the game. Olivia Hamms, Grace Anderson, Hammis I should say, and Arden Faulkner all in for Fargo North. We do have a couple of substitutions coming in as Sienna Swanson will check into the game for Fargo North. This three is up and airballed off to the right side, missed by Solveig Seymour. She has three. A couple points right now for Taylor Van Winkle as well. They'll throw out the press. This is something that West Fargo does quite often. They did it really well against West Fargo Horace, as it does create the turnover. Thea went for the ball and knocked it off Sienna Swanson's leg out of bounds. Back to West Fargo. The other 2 points brought in by Emma Auger, who is on the bench right now. She has 2 of Fargo North's 5 points. West Fargo will swing it around the top of the key. Peterson with the ball, left-hand dribble, looking to go down roll to Simon. She sets a back screen, goes back over to the elbow. Brought in by Fau, who goes up for the running right hand, and good for 2. Chloe Fau with the bucket. As again, West Fargo will show pressure. It's broken by Thiel and Fargo North. Pardon me, that's Faulkner who has the ball, and then she tries to get it to Thiel, but it is tipped out of bounds by Chloe Fau. Chloe Fau and the Packers coming in with a record of 3-1, 2-0 in the EDC. Horace and Shanley are those 2 victories over the EDC. They beat Moorhead and lost to Minot in their, pardon me, in their non-conference as well. Foul called on West Fargo. That is Riley Peterson's first foul, first team foul. 9-5 our score, 14:15 to go in this first half. Inbounds coming from Hammis, who gets it top the key. 3 taken by Faulkner off back rim, and ball is knocked around, finally ends up in the hands of Seymour, and she has it taken over in backcourt, but Van Winkle will come up with it. I should say Peterson, who gets it out to Van Winkle. Simonson with the long offensive board, up for 2, no. Peterson with the ball, fouled on the putback, no good, but Peterson will go to the line to shoot 2. Riley Peterson will go to the line for 2 free throws. First one up from the lefty and no good. That foul, by the way, on Sienna Swanson, her first, team second. Chloe Fau checks out, and checking into the game is Jocelyn Jackson for West Fargo. The second shot is up and no good, but Simon brings it down, tries to go back up, actually kicks it out. Nice cut again, and this one is up and good for Peterson as she puts it in for 2. Peterson's first 2 points of the game. And Fargo North looking to break the press. Simon, nice pick and save. And here comes West Fargo on the breakaway. Peterson on the left side will bring it back out. Little elbow jump, I should say baseline jump shot, long with it. Rebound brought down by Fargo North. Here comes Auger. That's Olivia Hammis, I should say. Auger, wearing number 32, is on the floor. Along with Swanson, who dribbles left hand in the lane, goes up for 2. Shot was contested at the rim by Jackson. Brought down by West Fargo. Peterson on the run. Shot up with the left hand, no good. Ball fumbled around, now brought down by Van Winkle. She goes up for 2, no good. And rebound brought down by Fargo North. Quickly converged on is Hammis. And we're going to get a ball out of bounds off of West Fargo, so it'll go white ball. Simon is out for West Fargo, and in is Hannah Potter, along with Ellie McIntosh as she checks back in. It's a 2-3 zone for West Fargo as they back off the pressure. Faulkner over to the right side will give it to Swanson. She'll hand it off top of the key to Anderson, who then travels with it. Turnover. Ball back to West Fargo. Packers did have a makeup game last night against Valley City. As this ball is brought in by Van Winkle, goes to the corner. With it now is Jackson. She dribbles into the paint, turnaround right hand, shot up off glass and good for Jocelyn Jackson, the senior, off the bench for 2. It's 13-5. West Fargo starting to extend their lead on Fargo North. Top of the key. Moving the ball around the perimeter. Fargo North getting into the paint. Baseline for Auger. She goes to the top of the key. Hands it off to Hammis, who gives it back out onto the wing after a nice bounce pass there from Anderson. Skip pass 3 is up and off back iron. No good. Rebound brought down by West Fargo as Faulkner tried to put it up and into the wing. Van Winkle gets it. Left-hand dribble into the paint. Up for 2. No, blocked off her head. And the ball is brought down by Hammis. She'll bring it into the front court, waits for her teammates to catch up, gets a corner 3 up from Swanson. Good! Swanson cuts the lead for West Fargo down to 5. It's 13-8. Top of the key is Van Winkle. Right-hand dribble by the hip. She's brought back out to the volleyball line behind the back. She's going to hand it off to McIntosh. Gives it back to Van Winkle. Almost has it stolen from her. Goes down low. Looks into the hands of Potter. Turnaround jump shot. No good. Good defense by Fargo North. Rebound brought down by Auger. Skipping the ball ahead to Faulkner on the left wing. Now looks top of the key to Hammis. They get into the corner. Swanson with the ball. She's got 3 of the 8 for West Fargo. Faulkner looking back for Hammis. No, we'll skip it over to the left side. We'll give it to Hammis. 3, no. Off iron, no good. Rebound brought down by West Fargo. Jackson, skip it back over to Seymour, to Van Winkle, going down low. Shot is up and no good for McIntosh. Good defense again by Fargo North in the post. Picking up the dribble are the Spartans. Get it across the timeline into Faulkner's hands as they swing it around the perimeter. Head fake on the right side by Anderson. Now skip back out. 3 up on the way and off front iron, no good. Nice look though for Swanson. And here come the Packers. Top of the key with Jackson. Left wing 3 up and good for Taylor Van Winkle. She has 5 and it is a timeout, a full for West Fargo with a 16-8 lead, I should say, for Fargo North. And with that, we will take a quick break and get back to this Class A EDC matchup between the Fargo North Spartans and the West Fargo Packers on your live event.
Kate's Kennels, located in Castleton, North Dakota. We offer boarding for all of your furry companions. Whether you're going on vacation or you have an emergency, we are here for you. We know they are a member of your family, and we will treat them as if they were one of our own. Kennel tours are always welcome. Check us out on Facebook at Kate's Kennels or visit our website at kateskennels.com. Give us a call at 701-347-4176 for all your furry friend boarding needs.
Back here at the Fargo North Gym, Dan Gunnarsson with you. 16-8 is our score. as the West Fargo Packers have a lead over the Fargo North Spartans. The Packers last night playing Valley City in both girls and boys basketball. As the inbound comes to Fargo North, we'll get you caught up on that game when we get the chance here. As Fargo North gets it down to the post, and now we've got a foul down low. This one is going to be on Jocelyn Jackson, her first. As Fargo North will swing it around the perimeter, looks to get it in. Nice little cut there by Grace Thiel. She brings it out to the right wing. Takes a deep three, off iron, no good. Rebound tipped around and scrambled for Thiel. Knocks into the hands of Simon. And Riley Simon, the NDSU commit for girls basketball, will bring it across the court. Top of the key, now to Peterson. As West Fargo has most of their starters back in. 3 of the 5 on the floor are original starters. One of them, Simon, nice backdoor cut by foul as Simon Caesar. Little post-to-post action there as Chloe Fowl puts it up and in for 2. She has 6. It's 18-8. Fargo North braided across the timeline, moving the ball into the corner. With it is Noah Flugie. That's a left wing now for Thiel. She'll bring it over, skip it on, top of the key. Anderson will give it off to Swanson. There's a 3 off the right wing, off iron, no good as Thiel couldn't connect. Rebound brought down, quickly up floor, down to Peterson on that left block, goes up for 2, no good, but a foul will be called on the shot. That one's going to go on Flugie, her first, and Simon will head to the line for 2. Last night, West Fargo, as Simon's first one is up and good, did come away with the victory. Final score on that one, 77-48. Riley Simon had 37 points in the victory. She also had 7 rebounds. Chloe Fowl finished with 11 as Simon puts that one up and in for 2. And now she has 4 on the night. As Fargo North gets the ball and bounce across the timeline, they trail by 12 at 28. So with the victory now, West Fargo does improve their record to 4-1 overall, 3-0 in the EDC. They're going to be a tough out this year. There's a travel on the left wing. Good defense put on by Peterson as a travel committed by Anderson and a turnover. A couple substitutions for Fargo North. Faulkner and Hammis come back into the game. They'll join Thiel, Anderson, and Ogier. That's Emma Ogier down low as they'll run, looks like a 1-3-1 type defense. Trying to zone up the Packers, trying to keep them out on the post as Fowl's got it in the left corner. Crossover dribble. Gets out to the top of the key. That one to Peterson. Looks over to Van Winkle into the corner. Now with it is Peterson. She'll skip it over to Fowl from the elbow. She looks down low to Simon in the paint. Body foul on Ogier, I believe is what the call will be, as Simon will go to the line to shoot 2. Found herself on that right wing. In fact, pardon me, it's on Nora Flugie. It's her second foul as Peterson will go back to the line to shoot 2. Should say Simon. First one is up and good. Simon now with 3 points. Second one is up, and that one is good as well. 4 points for Simon, 22 for West Fargo, as they lead at 22-8. More pressure put on as Ogier looks to break it and gets it into the corner, into the hands of Hammis, who then loses it. Nice job by Hammis, though, to get it back, and a foul is called. This one is going to be on Chloe Fowl. That's Fowl's first. Third team foul for West Fargo. Gives substitution into the game for Fargo North as Sienna Swanson, as Nora Flugie will take a seat on the bench. Hannah standbound. Baseline screen, tried to get it in underneath to Faulkner. Goes off her hands, out of bounds. West Fargo ball. Fargo North, well, they come into this game with a record of 1-2, 1-1 in the EDC. Lost to Bismarck Legacy and Grand Forks Red River. Their lone victory came against Fargo South as Chloe Fowl puts up the elbow jumper off rim, off glass, and good for foul. Right now, the team's leading scorer with 8. More pressure put on by West Fargo. That's going to be their MO all year, trying to speed up teams as we're going to get a foul on the crossover dribble attempt by Grace Thiel. And I believe that one is going to go on Briley Peterson. Her second personal. 4th team foul. Arden Faulkner leads the team in scoring, averages 13 points per game. Brian Kaluza, he is in his 5th season as the Fargo North head coach. Following this game, Fargo North will have the opportunity to take on the Devils Lake Firebirds and the Fargo Davies Eagles to begin the New Year's. A nice little drive into the paint and up for 2. Sienna Swanson. Now with 5 points. Shot is up and no good, but a rebound brought down by West Fargo. And up and in for 2 is Taylor Van Winkle. She now has 7. Shot up, no good for Fargo North. West Fargo bringing it down. Going down low to Simon. She can't handle the hot pass brought in by Seymour. Turnover. Nope, pardon me, that went off Seymour, then went off Auger, so it stays with West Fargo. As Simon will take a rest. Into the game is Ellie McIntosh. Foul with the head fake. Shot up and good. Chloe Fowl. What a first half that she is having. Now with 9 points. And it is a 28-10 lead for West Fargo. Shot attempt blocked by the Packers as they bring it down on the breakaway. Foul. She tries to get into the paint, loses the dribble, but gets it off to McIntosh, who then hands it off to Van Winkle. Gets it out across the three-point line, back to McIntosh. Left-hand dribble. She'll hand it off into the hands of Jackson, who has it on the right wing. Crossover dribble, drives with 10 seconds on the shot clock. Spin shot, left-hand shot up, and good. Nice move by Jocelyn Jackson for 2. And we've got a 30-10 lead for the Packers. They get the ball across the timeline, and then a steal from Chloe Fowl, and then it's stolen right back. No, she canes onto the possession. It's a 4-on-1 break. Left corner, 3 for Seymour is good. And it's all Packers right now as they own a 23-point lead. This pressure is really hurting Fargo North. They can't get into their offense, having a tough time getting even any kind of possession. This one thrown across the backcourt. It'll be an over and back violation. Another turnover for Fargo North. Simon back in for Fowl. Fowl checking out right now. She has 9 points to lead all scorers. She had a big game last night against Valley City as well. And inbounding the ball will be Seymour. And gets it into Van Winkle. Simon, McIntosh, and Jackson out on the floor as well. As Simon has it, baseline, head fake, dribbles with the left hand into the paint. To Jackson, head fake, dribbles down. Now a nice pass to Simon, who posted up on the left block, up and in for 2. Riley Simon with 6. And it is a 35-10 lead for the Packers. As we hit the 5-minute mark to go in the first half, Fargo North, a turnover. As instead of trying to grab that ball, Van Winkle ends up just letting it go out of bounds. She'll check out. Peterson will check in. Outside of Riley Simon, who outside of last night's 37-point performance had a 22.3 and 22.3 points per game average and 9.8 rebounds as West Fargo turns it over. Quickly ahead with the ball is Thiel, but she's converged on by the Packers defense. Top of the key to Hammis. She'll swing it around, trying to get to the other corner. They're going with a 4-out, 1-in type look and really run around the perimeter. Thiel, nice crossover, gets into the paint, goes up for 2. Yes! Grace Thiel now with 5 points after that shot. Nice little bucket there by Grace Thiel, trying to clear the lane was Fargo North, and they did a nice job of that. Down low to Simon. That one is knocked and kicked out of bounds by Arden Faulkner. She came into this game, did Mariley Simon, averaging 22.3 points and 9.8 rebounds per game. Last night, notwithstanding, she had 33 and 11 versus Shanley, 28 and 14 versus Horace. Had that 37-7 output last night against Valley City, as this shot is up and no good for Peterson. Rebound brought down by North. Here comes Faulkner on the far side. She's going to run towards the hoop, go with the left-hand shot up, no good, but fouled on the drive as Faulkner tries to push the pace, and in doing so gets to the line. The foul ends up being on Briley Peterson. That's her third personal and fifth team foul. As Faulkner will go to the line to shoot 2. First one up and no good. Solveig Seymour, not sure how she did on the threes last night, but came into this game 16 threes made in her first 2 games. And Taylor Van Winkle, one of the team's leading assist girls for West Fargo, as Faulkner's second one is up and good. Her first points of the game make it 35-13, West Fargo with the lead. 32 assist average, 8 assists per game did Van Winkle. Corner, now down low to Simon, who's quickly double teamed. Nice cut into the paint by McIntosh. No shot is up. It's going to be a foul on the floor. I don't believe McIntosh is going to get a chance to shoot, and she won't. Foul is on Grace Anderson, her first personal, 5th team foul. And it'll be inbound from the baseline for West Fargo as they get it into McIntosh. Ball tipped away by Faulkner. Nice steal up at the top of the key. She looks to drive, left hand again, goes up for the shot. No good. Great block by McIntosh. Picked up by Fargo North. McIntosh just kind of stared at it. Here's a deep three from Thiel off back iron. No good. Faulkner going up for the rebound. Bounces up in the air. She's in the force. Gets the board. Kicks it out. Head fake. A drive. No. Flugie loses the ball. Now we're going to get a foul on West Fargo, and that is going to go on Jackson. Her second personal, 6th team foul. And it'll be an inbounds for the Spartans as Chloe Fowl will check back in, this time for McIntosh. Next foul puts Fargo North in the bonus. 3:44 to go in the first half. Substitution time for Fargo North as Carrie Auger will check in for Sienna Swanson. And to finish that thought, Mike Benson, the head coach of West Fargo, he is in his 6th season, has a really good team on his hands and has a good first half on his hands as well. For the Packers, nice cut by Faulkner, though. For the last few minutes, Arden Faulkner has been all over the place. She now has 3 points. It's a 35-15, little 5-0 run here for North. Van Winkle thought about it, decides to go down low to Foul. Foul looks for the cutting. Simon gets it into her, but too many hands. Stolen away by Thiel. Nice bounce pass over to Anderson, who goes up and in for 2. Foul ends up being on Taylor Van Winkle, her first personal, 7th team foul. It's 35-17, quick substitution as Olivia Hammis is going to come back in for Arden Faulkner, who had a really great run to get Fargo North at least some momentum. And the steal on the cut pass from Foul to Simon, taken down the other end of the court. This free throw attempt doesn't even draw iron from Anderson, so that will be a violation. Ball goes back to West Fargo, but credit Fargo North for getting back into this game in some extent, as they were in a world of hurt, down 35-10, but now have brought this thing back to a 35-17 score. Make sure and stay tuned for our halftime show, brought to you by First Class Mortgage. And we'll talk about everything that's going on in this first half between these two EDC teams and get you prepared for the nightcap between the Packers and the Spartans boys squads. That ball was tipped out of bounds by Fargo North. You have 11 seconds to go on the shot clock. 3 minutes to go in the first half. West Fargo trying to get her down low to Simon. A little zone action here for Fargo North. Really doing a good job of surrounding Simon, but you can't surround the three-point accuracy of Taylor Van Winkle, who now has 10 points on the night. Great job by her, as she is joined by 10 from Foul, as Anderson responds with a 3 of her own to answer the Van Winkle 3. Here's a 3 from the wing by Jackson, no good. Van Winkle kicks it out. As the top the key to Somar, back to Van Winkle, drives running, right-hander off iron, no good. Ball tipped around, Simon comes around with it, throwing elbows. What a job to protect the ball, but a jump ball is called, as Auger was down there as well, and it will go to Fargo North Simon, she knows how to protect the rock when she gets it in the paint. She's a fierce rebounder, a tremendous scorer down low. Tonight has 6 points, but she has been helped out tremendously by Taylor Van Winkle and Chloe Fowl, both with 20 of their team's 38 points. Both have 10 on the night. Fargo North, boy, bad pass out there on the wing, stolen away by Simon, who saves it from going out of bounds into the hands of Van Winkle, who gets it to the top of the key. Left-hand dribble, nobody's picking her up. We'll get it out to Foul, down low to a deep position. Simon goes up for 2, no good. She can't get her own board as it's taken away by Fargo North, and I believe we're going to get a foul, and we will. Nice hustle by Nora Flugie as the foul will go on Simon. That'll be Simon's first, but we're in the bonus situation. And Flugie will go down and shoot a 1-on-1 as that's the 8th team foul with 1:45 to go in this first half. Flugie with that 1-and-1 coming. First shot is up and good for Flugie. Her first points a game. First Class Mortgage, our halftime sponsor. More than just our company name, it's the way we do business. Whether you're buying a new home or refinancing your existing mortgage, our dedicated team takes the time to understand your financial situation. We provide first-class service, first-class knowledge, and a first-class experience at the lowest interest rates. For more information, go online to firstclasscorp.com. Flugie ended up making the second of the 1-on-1, so she knocked both free throws down on the other end. Foul, who's had a tremendous game. It is on the drive, foul by Grace Anderson, her second personal, and Fargo North's 16 foul. It was a shooting foul, so Foul will go to the line to shoot 2. First one is up and good for her. Chloe Foul, one of 3 girls on the court going on to play basketball at the collegiate level. Chloe Fowl committed to go into the University of Mary. She also has a brother, Max, who will play for the boys basketball team for West Fargo. As she puts down that second free throw, now has a game-high 12 points and back to an 18-point lead for West Fargo. Faulkner, who will go to Lake Region to play girls basketball next year, has the ball on the right wing, gets it to the top of the key. Moving around are the Spartans. Nice little jab step into the lane with steal, but she has it poked away by West Fargo. Here comes Van Winkle. Middle of the floor, tries to go right through Faulkner. Had 2 teammates with her on either side. Faulkner got outside of that no charge zone, stood her ground, and a foul and a turnover. As Van Winkle picks up her second personal 19 foul on the night. Faulkner on the right wing, guarded by McIntosh. Will kick it over to the left wing. Dribbles, Hammis, handoff to Anderson. She'll give it back to Faulkner. Deep 3, right wing. I should say left wing 3. Maybe even top of the key 3. Doesn't matter where they're coming. Faulkner's dropping them. She's got 6, and it's a 15-point game. If you're Fargo North right now, if you can get a stop and a score before the end of the half, you make this thing look a lot more attractive than it did earlier. It was a 25-point deficit. They've cut it down to 15 in the last 5 minutes. Jackson will get it top the key, head fake. Here comes Van Winkle into the paint. Tries to step through the defense of Fargo North, and a jump ball. Great job defensively by Olivia Hammis. It'll stay West Fargo ball with 4 seconds to go. On the shot clock, we get a timeout. West Fargo to talk things over. It'll be an inbounds play from the baseline for the Packers. We'll keep it right here just to make sure we get things caught up. We had a chance to talk about the starting lineups just briefly, but I just want to re-mention a thank you to Chris Heisey and American Family Insurance for sponsoring those lineups. They'll do the same for the boys game, but just so you know, his team is here to serve and help meet your insurance requests from home, auto, commercial, or farm and ranch. Additionally, as residents of your community, they understand how important it is to be there for you. Chris Heisey, agency with American Family Insurance. For more information, go online to chrisheisey.com. A lot of talent in this girls' game. There'll be a lot of talent in the boys' game as well. The boys' team for West Fargo, they did go out and get a victory last night against Valley City as well. Their game ended up being a win by the final score of to 75. 4 Packers scored in double digits. Isaac Fitz had a game-high 23. Peyton McGregor, 16 points, 4 steals. Nick Paris and Tony Leal both finished with double figures, 14 and 13 apiece, and we'll have a chance to call that game. The Packers improved to 2-1 in the EDC, 3-2 overall with that victory. We also mentioned that the girls came away with a victory as well, and with that, moved to 4-1 overall for West Fargo and 3-0 in the EDC. Looking to go to 4-0 in the EDC as the inbound comes into foul. Left block shot up, no good. Davy Dryer, good rebound by Hamas and Fargo North. And here's your opportunity to take the last shot of the half and really put this game back into a perspective of a tight one. A pass out near the top of the key, and Chloe Fowl getting a little too aggressive, trying to go at Grace Thiel about 30 feet away from the basket. Should say about 40 feet away from the basket. Commits the foul, and now Chloe Fowl has 2 personal. That is the one thing that we've seen probably in the last 5-6 minutes. Too many fouls committed by West Fargo, too many turnovers as well. Double bonus for Grace Thiel, who has 5 points on the night. She'll get a chance to shoot 2. First one up and no good. Grace Thiel, 5'5" sophomore, puts the second one up and in. Now has 6 points in this first half. 26-40, your score. Top of the key for Van Winkle. She'll hand it off to Seymour with 9 seconds to go in the half. Out to McIntosh, looking down low to Foul. Baseline, 3, up, and off back iron, no good. Rebound tipped around into the arms of Faulkner, who will hold it and let the clock expire at the half. 40-26, your score. A 14-point deficit for Fargo North at the break, but it could have been a lot worse for the Spartans. What a job by this team to scrape and claw their way back into this one. And we'll get an opportunity to catch you up on everything that happened in that first half with our First Class Mortgage halftime show. You are watching Class A Girls EDC Basketball on your live event.
Fact. High schools need every sports official they can find. Want to ensure that kids keep playing? Become an official and a leader. Over 25,000 North Dakota student athletes participate in statewide school-sponsored sports programs. Sports provide students with real-time training for real life. Teamwork and planning under pressure provide our young men and women with skills that will serve them throughout their lives. Without officials, high school sports wouldn't exist. It may be more.
Since 1981, Park Christian School has been educating the next generation of leaders in the Fargo, Moorhead, and West Fargo area. Park Christian's thoroughly Christian education and commitment to academic excellence has resulted in a confident tradition of student success. Students graduate from Park Christian School strong in their faith and well prepared for the rigors of college, career, and relationships. Call 218-236-0500 to schedule your visit or go online to parkchristianschool.org.
We're Jim and Bernie Berkemeyer, and we're inviting you on a holiday vacations tour. Escape the Minnesota winter, March 10th through 19th, as we become immersed in Hawaiian culture and take in the breathtaking views of Oahu, Kauai, and Maui. Enjoy a balance of scheduled must-see attractions and free time to relax in paradise. Visit holidayvacations.com, keyword RJ, for more information.
This is Chris from RDK Enterprises, your local precision planting dealer. Manage what you can to overcome what you cannot. Farming is all about preparing your operation to be successful when given an opportunity. Invest a few minutes and bring in your seed meters to be reconditioned and calibrated. We have some room, so give us a call and we can help you overcome those simple obstacles. RDK Enterprises, 636-2119, 636-2119, or planterdoc.com.
I'm really happy here because on a daily basis when I get here, I'm so excited to work with the people around me.
I thoroughly like walking through the door and seeing everybody. It's just a great place to work.
Every Sunday I'm ready to come to work Monday morning. Like, we laugh and we joke, but we get work done. But I've never had a bad day here.
Back here at the Fargo North Gym is the FM Acro team putting on a phenomenal presentation, which they do every time. It is halftime here between the West Fargo Packers and the Fargo North Spartans. The halftime show brought to you by First Class Mortgage. First Class Mortgage, more than just our company name, it's the way we do business. Whether you are buying a new home or refinancing your existing mortgage, our dedicated team takes time to understand your financial situation. We provide first-class service, first-class knowledge, and a first-class experience at the lowest interest rates. For more information, go online to firstclasscorporation.com. Great first half for Chloe Fow and Taylor Van Winkle. Those two combined for 22 of their team's 40 first half points. You also saw Riley Simon chip in with 5. You had, 6 from Riley Simon and Solveig Seymour, 2 from Briley Peterson, and 4 from Jocelyn Jackson. On the other side of things, the Fargo North Spartans' slow start. It was 30-10 at one point before they went on a 16-10 run to cut this down to a 14-point deficit. Led in the scoring book by both Grace Thiel and Arden Faulkner as they combined for 12 of their team's 26 points. You had 5 from Grace Anderson and Sienna Swanson, and 2 from both Nora Flugie and Emma Auger. Fouls and turnovers for West Fargo seem to be the issue as to why they allowed Fargo North to get back into this thing as they got into the second part of this game, or second part of that first half. You saw fouls, trouble from everybody but Riley Simon. Chloe Fow, Riley Peterson, Taylor Van Winkle, Jocelyn Jackson all have 2 fouls. In fact, Riley Peterson has 3 fouls on the night, 1 foul for Riley Simon. The turnovers as well, and the ability for Fargo North to turn those into points, which is always can be a tough thing for teams to do as well. It's a great job by Fargo North to turn those turnovers into points and get into the opportunity for a chance to get back into this game. As the FM Acro team finishes up their routine, we will take another break here at our halftime show. When we come back, we'll get you prepared for the second half of action between the West Fargo Packers and the Fargo North Spartans. You're watching the First Mortgage halftime show on your live event.
I'm dreaming of a world where the crack of a bat is not just a hobby, but a lifestyle. Where I can build upon long traditions from the ground up. I want to work in an industry where all people can make their own field of dreams become reality. I'm going to elevate the world of sports someday.
Welcome back to your live event. Dan Gunnarsson with you. Joe, our cameraman, doing a great job getting us set up and prepared for this doubleheader, Class A doubleheader of EDC basketball, girls and boys action. A lot of EDC matchups going on tonight. We had one makeup game last night that included the West Fargo Packers. Both the girls and the boys teams ended up playing Valley City last night in a makeup game from last week. For the girls team, the victory got them 77-48 victory over Valley City, brought them to a 4-1 record, 3-0 overall in the EDC. The boys team, by contrast, well, they got their second victory both of the year and the EDC gear as well, as they took down Valley City 96-75 last night. We'll have that boys game between the Packers and the Spartans coming up. That one looks to be a very fun contest between some two very evenly matched teams. West Fargo's got a lot of senior leadership, a lot of seniors on their roster. Fargo North, ton of juniors, but a ton of talented juniors at that. A couple guys that we should be watching out for in tonight's boys matchup. On both sides, you got Peyton McGregor, a fantastic athlete who's been receiving some offers for some Division II football schools around the region. He was an all-state wide receiver, set a school record in receiving yards and receptions at West Fargo this year. That'll be a player to watch. On the Fargo North side, Jeremiah Sem and Carter Zeller, both juniors, see with a lot of high interest from D1 schools in and around the region. Those are a couple names to watch for when we get into our boys basketball contest in the nightcap. Right now, though, the girls basketball game between the Spartans and the Packers, 40-26 is our score. Fargo North clawing their way back into this game. Was 30-10 at one point. I believe it was even 35-10 at one point between West Fargo with the lead in that one, or in this game. And Fargo North doing a lot to really converge on Riley Simon when she was in the game, doing a lot of getting one and dones, no offensive boards for West Fargo, and then getting out on the break, pressing on the break. We saw Arden Faulkner go hard into the paint with that left hand. We saw Grace Thiel try to get into the paint as well. If Fargo North continues to do that, play one and done basketball on the defensive end, converge on Riley Simon when she gets it into the paint, and then press the issue offensively, I can see them getting back into this game, because West Fargo is actually having a tough time holding on to that ball as well. For the Packers, they need to start making buckets, and the reason that is because it sets up their full court press, and they really need to get back into that, because Fargo North had a very difficult time trying to break that press. And I'm sure that's what both coaches are talking about, both Coach Benson for West Fargo and, of course, Coach Kaluza for Fargo North. But I would expect, if we look into that second half, things to key on is Fargo North being very aggressive on the defensive boards, doubling down on Riley Simon, and trying to press the issue offensively once they get those boards. On the flip side, West Fargo got to make buckets so they can set up their press. I would expect them to be a little bit more aggressively on that end as well, to try to create the turnovers and create easy buckets for their team. Leading scorers so far in this game, as we get you through our First Class Mortgage halftime show, Chloe Fow with 12 for West Fargo leads all scores. She is trailed by Taylor Van Winkle on her team, who has 10 points tonight for the Packers. On the Fargo North side, you have Grace Thiel. She has 6 points, along with Arden Faulkner to lead her teams in scoring. You also have 5 from both Sienna Swenson and Grace Anderson for Fargo North. We mentioned EDC matchups going on in and around the region tonight. Outside of this doubleheader, we had doubleheaders in Jamestown with Valley City and Jamestown taking on each other. And you had Shanley taking on Fargo Davies in a doubleheader as well. Devil's Lake is at West Fargo Cheyenne for girls basketball, while Grand Forks Central is at Wahpeton, and West Fargo Horace traveled to Grand Forks Red River tonight. The boys' side of things, Devil's Lake is at home against West Fargo Cheyenne tonight. Grand Forks Central is at home against Wahpeton, and West Fargo Horace at home against Grand Forks Red River. One more game after tonight on Thursday for a handful of EDC teams, and for many of them, they'll go into the Christmas break with about a week break between it. For both of these teams, after tonight's game, you will see the girls team will end up taking on for West Fargo. They'll have the opportunity to take on Grand Forks Red River on January 3rd. That'll be their next game. For Fargo North, they'll take on Devil's Lake on the 29th of December and follow that up with a game against Fargo Davies, both home contests, on January 3rd. 2 minutes to go before we get things underway for the second half of action. We'll take our final break of the First Class Mortgage halftime show and then get you back for second half action. You're watching Class A girls basketball on your live event.
Stay up to date with the latest goings-on in the region with the Coaches Show every Wednesday night on YourLiveEvent.com.
Deep down the middle, has a man, Soka Porter. Soka Porter to the 20, to the 10, to the 5, and taken down there.
We'll dive into the latest stories from North Dakota and Minnesota.
And there's the block by Reese.
That's the Coaches Show with me, Joe Lancello, on YourLiveEvent.com every Wednesday night starting at 7.
In Hope, North Dakota, we aren't just a town, we're a community, one that you can be proud of, where you and your family can grow. With available jobs, affordable housing, a local golf course and pool, the Sportsman Club, and great educational opportunities, there hasn't been a better time to join the Hope community, ideally located between Fargo, Grand Forks, and Jamestown. For more information, go to www.hopend.com. Live, work, and play in Hope, North Dakota.
If you want help from a firm that has integrity and respect, strives for excellence, and is interested in the betterment of the community, look no farther than Onstead Twitchell Attorneys. Our team of attorneys has dedicated and talented professionals who are committed to improving the lives of their clients and providing custom legal solutions with integrity and excellence. We have offices in West Fargo, Hillsborough, Natick, Page, and Castleton. Or view our website, www.onsteadlaw.com.
Dan Gunderson back here at your live event. Get you ready for the second half of action between the Fargo North Spartans and the West Fargo Packers. Joined by cameraman Joey. Joey Hughes is his name. Want to give a shout out to him for helping us out with tonight's broadcast. Thank you again to our sponsors. Without them, this broadcast wouldn't be possible. Make sure to stay tuned for the post-game show brought to you by Tommy's Express Car Wash, where we will name both the Energy Player of the Game, brought to you by Enbridge, and the Feature Precision Player of the Game, brought to you by RDK Enterprises. We will hope Joey will have the opportunity to go down and catch a coach to do a post-game interview with after this one, as Fargo North opens up with the ball, and then a turnover poked away by Van Winkle, ahead to Chloe Fowl, and that's how the second half starts for West Fargo. Van Winkle and Fowl, just a great job offensively, combined for 22 points. Now Thiel with some issues in the front court. Hamas was able to get the ball over, and then we get a timeout from Kalvig, the head coach for, or Kaluza, I should say, for Fargo North, a 30-second timeout, a quick one for them, making sure that they did not get into a 10-second backcourt violation. Again, we see it. West Fargo with a quick turnover, creates it, gets a breakaway layup, and then gets right into the press. Tough for Fargo North to do much against that. And that's going to be the MO for the Packers, to try to get those buckets so that they can create that press. Both teams starting with their starting five from the first half for Fargo North: Grace Thiel, Arden Faulkner, Grace Anderson, Olivia Hamas, and Emma Auger. As we've got a three-corner. Thiel up, no good. Auger comes down with the board, goes up for two and good. Emma Auger with now 4 points on the game and makes it 42-28 your score, as West Fargo will bring possession. They go with their starting five of Chloe Fowl, Briley Peterson, Taylor Van Winkle, Solveig Seymour, and Riley Simon, who has the ball on the left block, goes up with the right hand, rolls around the rim, no good, gets her own rebound, puts it back up and in for two. Riley Simon committed to go play girls basketball, or I should say women's basketball, at North Dakota State University. One of three college commits on the court right now. Her teammate Chloe Fowl committed to go to the University of Mary for women's basketball, while Arden Faulkner of Fargo North, as Grace Thiel gets across the timeline. We're going to get a foul, a block. Let's see who that calls on. I thought it might have been a reach, but we get a block, and it's going to be on Taylor Van Winkle, her third personal. So she has three. Briley Peterson has three. To finish that thought, Arden Faulkner going to Lake Region up at Devil's Lake to play women's basketball next year as well. A lot of talent on the court tonight for both teams. Fargo North right now trailing 44-28. Dribble around. Here's Thiel. Nice crossover. She gets into the paint, kicks it out top the key. Faulkner guarded by Peterson. Comes off a screen, dribble with the left hand, hand off to Thiel. It's the dribble and weave at the top of the court. Thiel looking to drive, gets into the paint. Almost a double dribble. Ball was tipped. Driving Faulkner gets the lane, goes up for 2 and good. Arden Faulkner now with 8 points for Fargo North and brings it back into a 14-point game. Van Winkle with it, swinging around, going down low to Simon, and Simon just is too dominant to have a one-on-one matchup with down low, and showing why as she went up for 2 and is fouled by Ogier. Her second personal and the first team foul, and Simon will go to the line to shoot 2. You understand why Riley Simon is going to North Dakota State University to play women's basketball, as the first one is up and good. The game that she had last night with 37 and 7, averaging nearly a double-double coming into this game. The 23.8 points per game, most definitely going up after last night's performance, as that one is up and good as well. She now has 4 in the half, 10 for the game, as Fargo North breaks the press, but she is so controlled. It's one thing, she is tall, playing that center position, but when she gets into the post, knows what to do with her hands, her feet, how to put it up off glass consistently, efficiently. Is only going to grow in that acumen when she gets into the North Dakota State program, as Thiel's wild shot is up and no good. Pressing ahead is West Fargo. Chloe Fowl, corner, 3, off rim, no good. Rebound brought down by Hammis, who kicks it out to Faulkner, who looked to go ahead to Anderson, couldn't do it. Thought Thiel was going to run down the left baseline, or I should say near baseline, didn't do it. She tried to hand it off to Thiel, who knocked it out of her hands. Faulkner back with the ball, and almost a travel there at the top of the key by Hammis, but she gives it off to Thiel. Thiel, right hand dribble, over to the left hand, back to the top of the key, step back shot, no. Anderson has it knocked out of her hands, and boy, Chloe Foul's going to be called for a foul, or reach, I believe, is going to be called on Chloe Fowl, and it'll be her third personal, no, a push, pardon me. And this is where Coach Benson and West Fargo have to be careful, as we're going to get a substitution, as Carrie Ogier will check in for her sister Emma, and we'll also get Nora Flugie, who had 5 points in that, 2 points in that first half. She'll check on in for Grace Thiel. Coach Benson now has 3 players with 3 fouls, and Fowl, Peterson, and Van Winkle. Something to watch for in the second half, as it's a 16-point lead for the Packers, 15 minutes to go. 2 18-minute halves now as Anderson dribbles, almost travels. She's teamed up by on Peterson, gets it out to Faulkner. Top the key, right-hand dribble. She's going to drive on Foul, get into the paint. Stop, looks for the turnaround, no. We'll get it out. Head fake, nice job, and a drive-in shot off iron, no good. Faulkner almost tracked down the miss from Hammis, but it is brought down by Peterson, who throws it into the corner. Seymour, 3, no good, but a hard box out on the shot by Anderson. Will give 3 shots for Seymour. Oh, no, they'll say it was after the shot, so no shooting foul. My apologies. It'll be underneath on that one. I thought it was close enough to the shot that the referee would give her the 3, but it'll be an underneath. The foul, regardless, on Anderson is her third. Inbound from the baseline to Foul. She goes to the right elbow, dribbles to the left. Now paint, spin move, head fake. Trying to go up. Hammis, great D, had hand on ball, but Foul fights through it. Up and in for 2. 16 for Foul to lead all scores, and it's an 18-point lead. Here's that press from West Fargo. Fargo North does a great job of breaking it. Flugie tried to kick it out to that left corner. Waiting for it was Sienna Swanson, who had just checked in, and Flugie throws it away. Jocelyn Jackson will check into the game for West Fargo, as Peterson will take an early seat. Van Winkle hand off to Seymour. To Jackson to Foul. They run a 4 out, 1 in. That one is Simon looking to get her on the block. Little zone action from Fargo North. They finally converge, but a great cut by Foul, goes up and in for 2. Chloe Fowl, the beneficiary of great ball movement and moving without the ball as well. As it's 50-30, back to a 20-point lead. Fargo North feeling the pressure, the press. Does get across the timeline, and Faulkner at the top of the key. We'll get it over to Flugie. We'll dribble over towards Anderson. Now let's try to spin. Instead, we'll hand it off to Carey. Or I should say, Sienna Swanson goes up with the left-hand runner, no good. Rebound brought down by Seymour. Puts it ahead to Simon. Simon steps through 2 defenders. No, but fouled by Carrie Ogier. It'll be her first personal, and Simon will go back to the line to shoot 2. Riley Simon, 10 points tonight. Looking to add to that total. We talked about Simon's ability down in the block, but let's not forget the fact that as a senior, as the first one is up and no good, she does a great ability of not panicking when the double converges. She's able to step through, or she's able to take her time and view the floor. Chloe Fow. It's great to have a teammate that moves well without the ball. That's something very unique at the high school level, as the second one is up and good. To have the movement without the ball from your wing players. That's a design set, no doubt about it, but it's something that's been run over and over again. And Fow and Simon, seniors, they grew up together, playing together, probably have a very intimate knowledge of how each likes to play on the floor. As Ogier, 3 for the left wing is good. Carrie Ogier, her first points of the game. Cuts it to 18-point lead for West Fargo. Shot up, a runner by Van Winkle, no good, and then we're going to have a push foul on Simon. As she got the offensive board, but there was a reason, according to the referee, for that rebound. And that'll be Simon's second personal and third team foul of the half. Faulkner over to Ogier, to Thiel, who's checked in, looking for the cutter on the other side. Instead goes Anderson, top of the key, who will give it off to Swanson. In the far corner, hand off to Faulkner. Things about a wing three, drives with the left hand, guarded, tries to get around, and does. Nice job as Van Winkle defensively thought she got hooked, but Faulkner gets it up and in for two, and now we're going to get a timeout from Coach Benson, and we'll take one with him. Your score with 12:40 to go in this second half. West Fargo 51, Fargo North 35. You're watching Class A Girls Basketball on your live event.
Buying a new home, but worried about the interest rate and terms from your bank? At First Class Mortgage, we'll find a mortgage that fits your needs. Shopping national banks and other lenders for the lowest rate and most affordable terms. Saving you time and money. So all you need to worry about is enjoying your new home. First Class Mortgage. Our expertise, your peace of mind. Put an expert to work for you. Call today.
As an American family agent, I look out for what matters to you, even when nothing's wrong. This is Chris Heisey. Visit me online at chrisheisey.com. These days, everyone wants to save money. I can show you how easy it is by having multiple policies. By combining your auto and homeowner's insurance, I can put some change back into your pocket. My website again is chrisheisey.com. I want to be your American family agent.
American Family Insurance.
Dan Gunderson, Joey Hughes back here with you. Joey's on the camera. Fargo North grad, mind you, he's got a lot of friends and family in the crowd. It's been hard to keep him by the camera. A lot of people wanting to say hi to the famous Joey Hughes, and a thank you to him for running the camera for us tonight at your live event. As West Fargo and Fargo North, the start this girls basketball game is of a doubleheader. The boys will be after this, which promises to be a very entertaining game between those two EDC teams. Chloe Fow, entertaining in her own right, crashing in to the rim, is fouled on the drive, shot up no good, but she'll go to the line to shoot two. Foul goes on Sienna Swanson, her second personal. Fourth team foul, Chloe Fow, who checked into the game during the timeout. First one is up and good. Had 12 in the first half, now already with 7 in the second. Has a game-high 19. Scored in double figures last night in that win against Valley City. A 77-80, 48 victory for the Packers. The second one is up and good now as well. 8 points in this half for Chloe Fow. Grace Thiel and a double dribble. Fargo North is doing a much better job of breaking the press in this second half, something that head coach Brian Kaluza definitely addressed in the locker room. But then getting into your set plays, once you do break that press, has been a little bit more difficult for Fargo North, as West Fargo and Van Winkle have it in the course. She dribbles out. Chloe Fow, a deep wing three. Yes! Chloe Fow now with 11 in the half, 23 for the game. She is on a tear right now for West Fargo. Nice drive into the paint by Swanson. Shot up and no good. Second time she's missed one of those layups. Rebound brought down by Jackson. Tried to push it ahead, and it's taken away. Grace Thiel on the other end going up for 2 and good. And Jocelyn Jackson running point without Briley Peterson in. She now has it in the corner. Foul will get it into Simon. Just above the block, extended shot up, no good. Rebound brought down by Faulkner, who gets it ahead into the hands of Swanson. Dribbles into the paint, kicks it out. 3 on its way from Hammes is in and out, boy. Thought that one was going down. Still stays at a 19-point advantage for the Packers as Foul has the ball. Guarded by Hammes, tipped away on a pass by Hammes, but Van Winkle has it top of the key. Give it over to Foul. Right wing drives into the baseline. Is cut off there by Faulkner. Top the key. 3. Van Winkle. Ripping nets. Taylor Van Winkle, who had 10 points in that first half, her first 3 of the second, makes it a 62-37 contest. Pardon me, a 59-37 contest. As Faulkner tries to answer with her own 3, off front iron, no good. Rebound by McIntosh. Foul, pushes it ahead to Van Winkle. Dribble with that right hand, stutter step into the paint, now kick out. Corner, 3, Jackson off back iron, no good. Rebound brought by Thiel, and she's on a 1-on-0 break. Jackson trying to close and does nicely without fouling as Thiel is unable to make that bucket. She comes back with the ball, does Jackson, gets into the paint for 2 up and no good, but a foul as this one's going to be committed by Carrie Ozier, and that'll be her second foul and a 5th team foul on the Spartans. And to the line to shoot 2 will be Jackson. Jocelyn Jackson, 5'7" senior guard, comes off the bench. First one up and good for her. Her first bucket, first point of this second half, which is just about to the halfway point. 9:54 to go in this contest. Crowd starting to file in a little bit more. Miserably cold night outside, comfortably warm in. Hit every part of the rim, glass, and then bottom of the net as Jackson makes both free throws. Extends the lead for the Packers, 61-37 your score. There's a little bit more press shown by West Fargo, but they back out of it as Fargo North crosses the timeline. It'll be Hammes at the top of the key. Gives it to Thiel, little dribble and weave at the top of the key. Thiel look to give it to a cutting Faulkner, does not as Hammes comes out to get the ball at the top of the key. Nice cut in by Anderson, who hands it off to Faulkner, gets into the paint, running right-hander up, no good. Boy, that one looked well on its way down to the bottom of the net, just no luck for Faulkner. On the other end, Seymour top of the key 3, no. Simon just a one-hand rebound, kicks it around. Seymour will try again from the left wing, that one no good. Emma Ozier, who's checked back in, comes down with the board and then has it knocked out of her hands by Van Winkle. Peterson comes up with it, top of the key. As all 5 starters are back in for West Fargo as foul. We'll go over to Peterson, drives to the left hand, looking for 2 up and no good. Ozier tried to come down with the rebound, couldn't, knocked out of Peterson's hand by Faulkner as Anderson gets it up to Hammes. Hammes guarded by Foul, who hands it off to Anderson, who'll run into that left block and then give it off to Thiel, who'll go top of the key, and then that one knocked away by Peterson. She's on the breakaway, right-hand layup, good. Timeout. Coach Kaluza, a quick 30-second timeout for Fargo North, and we'll take one as well. Your score with 8:38 to go in this game, West Fargo pulling away 63-37. You're watching high school girls basketball in your live event.
My name is Jared, born and raised in Minnesota, and I'm a project director at Enbridge. Enbridge is more than a pipeline company. It's a company participating in renewable energy projects in Minnesota and abroad, and I'm really proud to be working here.
We believe a cleaner energy future is achievable. For over 20 years, we've been early adopters of renewable energy, and we're proudly committed to net zero emissions by 2050. To hear more from Jared, visit enbridge.com/Jared. That's JERRID. Back here at Fargo North, they updated that to a full
timeout for the Spartans. Gives us an opportunity to make sure and stay tuned for our post-game show brought to you by Tommy's Express Car Wash. The changeover between the girls and the boys game is pretty rapid, so we may get an opportunity, we may not, to talk to the winning coach after that during our broadcast. But it is a post-game show brought to you by Tommy's Express Car Wash. We absolutely will tell you both the energy player of the game brought to you by Enbridge, and then the feature precision player of the game brought to you by RDK Enterprises. Boys basketball coming up after this. Fargo North versus West Fargo. The boys basketball team with a victory last night for West Fargo, 96-75 over Valley City. They moved to 2-1 in the EDC, 2-2 overall. Fargo North 1-2 overall, 1-1 in the EDC. It should be a fun contest between those two teams. They have some higher aspirations on their minds later in the season come February, March, both with the EDC and state tournaments looming. They absolutely hope to be a factor in what should be a fun Class A season, as this three is up and good from Arden Faulkner. She now has 7 in the half to add to 13 points, which is a team high for her. Lead still a robust 23 for West Fargo, and it's extended by 3 more as this one is up and good from Hannah Potter. Her first 3 points of the game as she's checked into the contest, along with Seymour, Peterson, Van Winkle, and Simon, as this one is taken away, pushed ahead by West Fargo unsuccessfully, tracked down there by Brooklyn Champagne, who's checked in for Fargo North. Both teams getting a little bit deeper into their rotation as Faulkner has it on the left wing. Little 2-3 zone shown now by West Fargo. Anderson gets in there. Hammis thought about a shot, was closed out on by Simon. Faulkner's at the top of the key. She looks down low to Ozier, whose conversion on the block. Go back to Faulkner. Head fake, no. Anderson, left wing 3, yes! Grace Anderson knocks it down. She has 8 points, and here comes West Fargo back. Again, another 2-3 zone that they're facing. Peterson, Van Winkle will just play catch. Top of the key 3, no good. Rebound brought down by Anderson, who looks to get it ahead to Hammis and does. Hammis conversion on by Seymour, but she'll go after her with the right hand layup and good. Olivia Hammis with her first 2 of the game, and it's 66-45. Simon with the ball at the free throw line will dribble into the paint with the left hand. Nice defense by Ozier. Straight up, Simon just kind of threw it up wildly. Rebound brought down by North. Here comes Faulkner and the Spartans. Top of the key. Looking to drive. Surveys the defense. Dribble weave, top of the key. Champagne with it on the left wing. Will dribble over and hand it off Faulkner. A 3 here would cut it to 18-point deficit for Fargo North. Pass to the top of the key. Peterson almost tried to jump the pass, couldn't get it. But now we have 3 on the shot clock. Faulkner's going to have to step back. Shot up, no. Ball was tipped, and now we're going to get a shot clock violation caught by the near referee. And West Fargo will get the ball back on the other end. Chloe Fow checks in for Taylor Van Winkle. Chloe Fow, 23 points tonight, a game high in this contest, and still going with 6 minutes of game action left. West Fargo will move it slowly around that 2-3 zone. Dipping into the paint was Peterson. Nice cut by Simon. It goes in for 2. No good, but a foul will be called on Faulkner. I believe they'll call a blocking foul on Arden Faulkner. Oh, no, they call a reach foul. Her first personal, 6th team foul. It's a good reminder for me to not try and call out the fouls in the broadcast, because the reality is I'm not wearing the stripes. And I'm not down on the court. I shouldn't assume what that call is going to be. And I've been caught a couple times calling fouls incorrectly. Not that it matters. Not that you care. Riley Simon certainly could care less. She knocks down both free throws. She now has 13 points. 13 points in tonight's contest. 7 in the second, 6 in the first half. And it's 68-45. Fargo North moving the ball. There's a 3, top of the key. Off back iron, no good. Rebound brought down by Peterson. She wants to push the contest. Kick it out. Corner, 3. Seymour, no good. Rebound brought down by Simon. Give it to Peterson. Goes under the hoop. Shot up, no good. Rebound brought down by Ozier. Gives it to Faulkner, who wants to slow things down. Hamas, left wing, head fake, now dribbles into the paint and she lets the defense go by her. Good defense by Hannah Potter, who came up with the deflection and the rebound. Pushing ahead is Peterson now, baseline drive, tried to get to Simon, that ball knocked out of there by Carrie Ogier as Faulkner head fakes Foul, gets it over to Anderson. I should say Hamas can't handle it. Ball taken away by Foul. Try to get it to Potter, who can't handle it. Back to Faulkner on the right block. Shot up and good. Arden Faulkner. Nice job there. Now has 15 points, 9.5 for her. Wide open three for Potter. She hit one earlier. She'll hit one again. Hannah Potter now with 6 points in this half, and both threes have come from wide open looks in the corner. Now Hannah Potter plays in that post area as Faulkner goes right at her. Nice pass down to Ogier. She can't finish, off the hands of Foul. Will stay with North. And even though Hannah Potter for West Fargo plays in that post position, you got to put a body on her when she's out on the wing because she'll knock down those threes as Fargo North brings in a rotational change. West Fargo brings in McIntosh and Jackson, letting Fow and Simon take a rest. Carrie Ogier, top of the key. It's Nora Flugie who has the ball poked away, back into the hands of Thiel, who tried to go through McIntosh as the ball knocked out her hands and stolen away by Peterson. She's trapped in a corner, and this ball taken by Potter now at the top of the key. McIntosh over to Seymour, head fakes. She'll move it around on the wing. McIntosh back to Seymour. She'll take a deep wing three up and off front iron, no good. Carrie Ogier, nice box out of Potter, gets the board. We'll give it off to Thiel. She'll push. Looks over to the left wing. Shot up by Anderson and off iron, no good. Rebound brought down by Jackson. Push the ball across the timeline. 71-47 our score with 3:40 to go in this game. West Fargo looks to be on their way to yet another EDC victory as we get a turnover from Peterson trying to get rid of the ball at the baseline. If West Fargo is to hold on, and everything looks to be headed that direction, they'll move their record on the year to 5-1 overall and 4-0 in the EDC. A solid record, which right now would tie them for tops in the EDC with Grand Forks Red River, as this pass at the top of the wing is knocked out of the hands of Flugie and actually went off her hands and out of bounds. Turnover, Fargo North. Caitlin Kackman will check on in for West Fargo. Her first appearance of the game. To kind of finish that thought on the Packers, Grand Forks Red River is at West Fargo Horace tonight. And then they will have a break until the beginning of the year as Kackman will launch a three off iron, no good. Potter come crashing in from the opposite side, gets the board. Kackman back with the ball. She'll drive into the paint. Stop, kick it out. Three on the way from McIntosh. High arcing shot off front iron, no good. Rebound fought for by Ogier, and Peterson jump ball stays with the Packers. But that will create what should be a pretty fun matchup later in the season between West Fargo and Grand Forks Red River. Whenever that happens, we'll have to take an opportunity to look at that later. But it should be a fun game between those two teams who are right now leading the EDC, along with Wahpeton, who is undefeated in the EDC as well. And they have Grand Forks Central tonight on the girls' side. Drive by Jackson. She went up for two, is fouled by Thiel. And that'll be the 7th team foul, first for Grace Thiel. Fargo North didn't really have a lot of issues in the foul category in the first half. Have gotten up to 17 fouls with 2:52 to go in this game as Jackson's first shot is up and good. Jocelyn Jackson now with 7 points as Anisha Davis has checked on in for West Fargo. Anisha, 5'4" juniors. The second one is up and good as well. Remember to stay tuned for our Tommy's Express Car Wash post-game show, where we'll have our Enbridge player of the game and then our RDK feature precision player of the game as well. As it's a nice drive into the paint by Flugie, who is fouled on the way up. Foul is going to go against Anisha Davis, her first personal, as Nora Flugie will go to the line to shoot two. For Fargo North, as this game heads towards the end. We'll drop to 1-3 overall, 1-2 in the EDC. Flugy's first shot is up and good. So we're going to get Sophia Vega to check on in for Fargo North, her first appearance of the game. For Fargo North, following this contest, they'll have the opportunity to host Devil's Lake and then Fargo Davies in their next two contests. As Flugy's second shot is up and no good. Drive by McIntosh. She kicks it out. Kackman will drive baseline. She's cut off. McIntosh. Potter again will try. Why not? That one, bit of a heat check shot. Rebound brought down by Flugy. And Fargo North will push. Ogier tries to give it to a cutting Flugy, who is cut off by Jackson, who comes away with the steal. Across the timeline, picked up by Flugy on that right wing. Looking to give it to somebody. Kackman on the corner, goes down low to Potter. Potter goes up for two, no good. Ball tipped around, brought down by McIntosh, who's converged upon, and then a jump ball. Possession arrow Packers. Nope, pardon me. Possession arrow Spartans. My apologies. And so they will come up with the basketball with 1:52 to go in this one. Vega to Ogier, to Flugy, top of the key, to Anderson, who gets it down low into the hands of Champagne. Now goes top of the key, head fake for Flugy. She'll drive, double team. Anisha Davis came over and stopped her from even getting a shot off. Good job by Davis on the defense as West Fargo gets into the other side of the floor. Shot up by McIntosh, no good, but we're getting a foul. Flugy with her third personal foul, and the reaching foul is on that play. So to the line, McIntosh for two. First one up and good. Of course, following this game, we'll have the boys contest featuring the Packers, who are 2-2 overall, 2-1 in the EDC, and the Spartans 1-2 overall, 1-1 in the EDC. Second one up for McIntosh, no good. Rebound fought for and actually brought down by McIntosh, who kicks it out. Three up on its way is no good. Davis came down with the board, up and good. So Anisha Davis with a bucket. Checking into the game is Ellie Halverson for West Fargo. She's wearing number 10, guarding Flugy at the top of the key. Vega will hand off to Champagne. Almost lost the ball. Doesn't. Shot up off glass. No good. Rebound brought down by McIntosh. Or pardon me, Kackman behind the back dribble. Gets across the timeline. Poked up by Champagne. Looking down low for Potter. Tried to get it into a double team. Poked away by Ogier. Anderson now will bring the ball up for the Spartans. Top of the key. Looking for the screen for Ogier. Gets it. Top of the key. Three off iron, no good. Rebound fought for. Flugy has it on the ground. Trying to get it out to Champagne cannot, but then we get a timeout. Fargo North. 23 seconds to go in this contest. Spartans only had a full timeout left, and we'll take, we'll keep it right here just for the simple fact to get you caught up on what's going to transpire after this contest concludes. Again, Energy Player of the Game by Enbridge, Feature Precision Player of the Game by RDK Enterprises, all a part of our post-game show brought to you by Tommy's Express Car Wash. That will lead us in to our boys basketball contest between West Fargo and Fargo North. Some players to watch for in that contest. For West Fargo, you think of Peyton McGregor, a phenomenal athlete on the football field, a first-team All-Stater, first-team EDC, but also Tony Leal, a 6'5 junior, Nick Paris, a 5'11 senior guard, Max Fowl, Isaac Fitz. Some of those names you'll be wanting to pay attention to in that contest following this one. On the other side for Fargo North, Jeremiah Sem is one name that you will hear quite often, along with his brother Matthew Sem, but also Carter Zeller, another individual that is playing very well. Carter Zeller, a 6'5 junior. In fact, Jeremiah Sem, a 6'3 junior as well. Matthew Sem, his brother, a sophomore. It's a young team from Fargo North, as Anderson will take a corner three over the block attempt for McIntosh. This ball goes out of bounds, will go to West Fargo. But those are some of the names to look out for in what should be a really fun contest between the Packers and the Spartans on the boys basketball side. This one about to wrap up as West Fargo's Caitlin Kackman will just dribble things out on the top of the wing over to McIntosh. McIntosh actually, she'll hoist a three off iron, no good. And that is how things will end. A 76-48 victory for West Fargo as they move to 4-1 overall, 3-0 in the EDC. Fargo North falls to 1-3 overall, 1-2 in the EDC. We'll take a break. We'll get you back for our Tommy's Express Car Wash post-game show. We'll give you stats, give you that feature precision player of the game, and that precision, or I should say that RDK Enterprises player of the game. Your final score from Fargo North, West Fargo 76, Fargo North Spartans 48. You're watching high school girls basketball on your live event.
Wilf Dagelman started Dagelman Industries 60 years ago with one thing in mind. He wanted to make products that had a true impact on the farm. The foundation of Dagelman remains the same today. Build simple, heavy, reliable equipment that will last for generations. We choose to innovate rather than imitate and work hard to remain an industry leader. Wilf truly said it best. Build it right, build it heavy, and build it to last from top to bottom. If you're interested in joining our team, visit dagelman.com to view our openings.
Kate's Kennels, located in Castleton, North Dakota. We offer boarding for all of your furry companions. Whether you're going on vacation or you have an emergency, we are here for you. We know they are a member of your family, and we will treat them as if they were one of our own. Kennel tours are always welcome. Check us out on Facebook at Kate's Kennels or visit our website at kateskennels.com. Give us a call at 701-347-4176 for all your furry friend boarding needs.
Fact. High schools need every sports official they can find. Want to ensure that kids keep playing? Become an official and a leader. Over 25,000 North Dakota student athletes participate in statewide school-sponsored sports programs. Sports provide students with real-time training for real life. Teamwork and planning under pressure provide our young men and women with skills that will serve them throughout their lives. Without officials, high school sports wouldn't exist. It may be more.
Welcome back to the Fargo North Gym, the Spartan Dome, as it is so aptly called, as we bring you the post-game show brought to you by Tommy's Express Car Wash. Love your ride at Tommy's Express Car Wash. Sign up in the app on Google Play or the App Store for your first month of unlimited washing. And make Tommy's Express Car Wash part of your clean routine. Tommy's Express Car Wash with 2 locations in Fargo and 2 in Moorhead. They've got the tools and the expertise to keep your car clean inside and out. Speaking of clean, it was a very clean victory for the West Fargo Packers as they win 76-48 over the Fargo North Spartans in our first game of tonight's doubleheader. The girls basketball teams going against each other. With the victory, West Fargo now moves to 4-1, I should say 5-1 overall, and 4-0 in EDC play for Fargo North. They fall to 1-3 overall, 1-2 in EDC play. We'll go through some point totals in this one, starting with West Fargo. They were led by Chloe Fow and her 23 points. Both 13 points put in by Mariley Simon and Taylor Van Winkle. Mariley Simon well under her season average tonight, but she'll take it when you get a near 30-point victory. Had 8 points chipped in by Jocelyn Jackson, 6 points from both Solveig Seymour and Hannah Potter, 4 from Briley Peterson, 2 from Caitlin Kackman, or I should say Anisha Davis, and 1 from Ellie McIntosh. On the Fargo North side, they were led in scoring by Arden Faulkner's 14 points. Had a couple girls with 8. That was Grace Thiel and Grace Anderson. 5 points from Sienna Swanson, 4 points from Emma Ogier, 3 from her sister Carrie. Nora Flugie had 3, and 2 from Olivia Hammis as well. We'll take another quick break. When we come back on the Tommy Express post-game show, we'll name our Energy Player of the Game, brought to you by Enbridge, and our Feature Precision Player of the Game, brought to you by RDK Enterprises. You're watching Class A basketball on your live event.
Since 1981, Park Christian School has been educating the next generation of leaders in the Fargo, Moorhead, and West Fargo area. Park Christian's thoroughly Christian education and commitment to academic excellence has resulted in a confident tradition of student success. Students graduate from Park Christian School strong in their faith and well prepared for the rigors of college, career, and relationships. Call 218-236-0500 to schedule your visit or go online to parkchristianschool.org.
We're Jim and Bernie Berkemeyer, and we're inviting you on a holiday vacations tour. Escape the Minnesota winter, March 10th through 19th, as we become immersed in Hawaiian culture and take in the breathtaking views of Oahu, Kauai, and Maui. Enjoy a balance of scheduled must-see attractions and free time to relax in paradise. Visit holidayvacations.com, keyword RJ, for more information.
Welcome back to the Spartan Dome. Dan Gunnarsson along with Joey Hughes with you, giving now this chance to bring you in the Tommy's Express Car Wash postgame show our Energy Player of the Game, brought to you by Enbridge. And I'll have to say, in that first half, Taylor Van Winkle, who ended up with 10 of her 13 points in that half, will be given our Enbridge Energy Player of the Game. She was able to match point totals almost to the exact amount with Chloe Fow. Did a really good job of keeping pace, pushing things for her team at that guard position, and really, as the name would describe, brought that energy for her team. And for that reason, we give Taylor Van Winkle the Energy Player of the Game, brought to you by Enbridge. Enbridge, tomorrow's happening right now. No more than ever, the world needs safe, secure, sustainable, and affordable sources of energy. Visit tomorrowison.com. Enbridge Life takes energy. Again, that's tomorrowison.com/Enbridge. Remember, life takes energy. How about our Feature Precision Player of the Game, which is brought to you by RDK Enterprises? Well, for that, you've got to go with Chloe Fow. She had 12 in the first half, added 11 more in the second half. Not only seemed to be everywhere offensively with those 23 points, but defensively did such a very good job of making sure and having her presence felt throughout the court, whether it be down low when she was cutting to get the ball from Riley Simon, or whether it was out on the wing when she had chances at open threes, getting after loose balls, getting strong in the paint with those rebounds. Chloe Fow is our RDK Enterprises for Feature Precision Player of the Game. For RDK Enterprises, you have locations in Hillsborough and Drayton. They thank you, the area growers, for your trust in RDK Enterprises as your planter experts. RDK Enterprises continues to invest in the education of their team members to provide the customer service you expect from your planter experts at RDK Enterprises. Always revisit the performance of your planters. So make sure and call 701-636 2119. That's 701 636 2119, or visit planterdoc.com. Well, that's going to do it for our Tommy's Express Car Wash post-game show. Again, your final from the Spartan Dome, the West Fargo Packers girls basketball team with a victory over Fargo North, 76-48. We will take a break, and when we come back, we will get you ready for the boys basketball contest between West Fargo and Fargo North. You're watching Class A North Dakota High School basketball on your live event.
This is Chris from RDK Enterprises, your local precision planting dealer. Manage what you can to overcome what you cannot. Farming is all about preparing your operation to be successful when given an opportunity. Invest a few minutes and bring in your seed meters to be reconditioned and calibrated. We have some room, so give us a call and we can help you overcome those simple obstacles. RDK Enterprises, 636-2119, 636-2119, or planterdoc.com.